Let's bring in Sergeant Sean Larkin, Tulsa police officer and member of the department's gang unit, also A&E's live PD television show analyst. Sean, do the answers lie with the girlfriend, do you think?
You know, no. It sounds like right now, obviously, that everyone's at a complete loss. Hopefully she does have some information that she can provide. You know, when she's interviewed, she may be able to provide just that one piece that can explain why this happened.
There are so many questions about the weaponry that he used, 23 guns, I think, found in the hotel room. But each one of those purchases had to pass an FBI background check, right?
That's correct. You know, anytime someone's purchasing a firearm from a gun dealer or broker, you know, there is a wide range of paperwork that's completed. There's background checks conducted. You know, these days you cannot walk into a gun store and walk out with one immediately. It's going to take some time. Obviously, he passed all those background investigations by the FBI. And so they will definitely have to look further into, you know, what happened.
So again, at least 30 times the FBI had a chance to look over this guy and kind of comb through his background, comb through maybe his psyche even, and saw no reason to red flag him whatsoever.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, myself and some of my colleagues, other officers, we've talked about these things even before this happened here in Las Vegas, that if you have somebody who is set on doing something similar to this, or even something as simple as a bank robbery or random murder, and if they are just a normal person in society that doesn't raise any red flags, and they don't talk about, you know, what they want to do, their beliefs to anybody else, it is nearly impossible to stop something like this from happening. And unfortunately, that's very possible what's happened here.
He was reclusive. He was, well, he moved around a fair bit, but he also had a lot of money. He does not fit any of the profiles of people who typically do this kind of thing.
Absolutely not. You know, and when these type of things happen across the country, whether at this scale or even much smaller, oftentimes there's neighbors, friends, you know, that are just, as we've heard on this, they say that exact same thing. You know, he was a regular guy. I never suspected this, anything like that. And other times when something happens, you know, people do say, like, yeah, he was odd, or, you know, he made these type of statements. I wish I could have prevented it. And unfortunately right now it sounds like we haven't had anything like that come forward yet.
In your time with the gang unit, your time on the police force, have you run across these kinds of cases? I mean, not on this scale, but somebody who just seems to be an ordinary, upstanding citizen who all of a sudden snaps and does something horrific. It's just that in this case, the horrors were inflicted on so many hundreds of people.
You know, definitely not to this scale. You know, some of the things such as robberies, you know, people are in desperate situations that, you know, we as officers or even friends of these people are not aware of. You know, they're facing financial problems or they've got drug addictions, things like that, and they go out and commit crimes, but definitely nothing of this magnitude by any means.
I do like to focus on the positive. This was a horrific event, but based on the number of guns he had, based on the amount of ammunition he had in that room, the SWAT team and even hotel security did a great job of getting up to that 32nd floor room in a hurry and neutralizing the threat before things got even worse.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've heard some of the radio traffic from officers out there at the scene, and, you know, just me being a police officer, you hear the stress in their voices, and I've heard that myself from other officers here in shooting. And it's chaotic. But because of these type of shootings that have happened across the country, unfortunately, over the last, you know, 20 years or so, going back to Columbine, is officers across the country, departments of all sizes, we train for active shooters. Sometimes agencies that are larger train by themselves, smaller agencies train together to react to these type of things. And, you know, the goal is to immediately go to where the shooter is and to stop that person. So, you know, officers will put together a team to go towards the threat, putting their lives in danger, and they're going to bypass injured citizens, injured other officers, so they can go to this shooter, stop him immediately, and prevent any other further, you know, loss of lives or injuries.
They did an impressive job this time around.
Very impressive, absolutely.
Sergeant Sean Larkin, Tulsa PD, thank you.